local internet radio and podcasts. This is our 10th anniversary. So.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yeah, 10 years.
The longest running podcast in Portland, at least as far as we're concerned.
And where can we find you?
Online, you can
That would be awful to hear myself on that.
It'll be great. Yeah.
No way.
Don't worry, they're going to love your accent.
No, it's
going to be perfect. Yeah.
It's like, what do they say? When we do interviews when they come and do our interviews, they go, "Can you spell that?" Honestly, I say, my name's Warren Deals, but okay, can you spell it now? You know, so you have to spell it out every time you do an
just tell
interview.
them no. I have no idea how to spell my own name.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad it's not.
We'll just tell them that you changed your spelling every single time.
Portland is amazing.
See, I was traumatized as a child. I used to stand up in the classroom and spell my name out.
Oh my gosh, I used to be the one that go, "Get outside and don't come back until you had thought about what you did." And I stayed out there.
You never came back?
No way. And they never came and got me. I thought, no at all.
Well, you turned out okay then, so it was a good plan.
Well, I'm still disruptive. Warren disrupts the class. That's what it was, yeah.
Are you
Yeah, we're good. Yep.
Check. All right, this is Dan Clark and Aaron Duran, AR.
Yeah, hello, yes.
With Geek in the City, and we are here with Wizard World Portland with Shari Smith and I'm sorry, I've got notes here. Shari Finn. Yeah, you're married now.
And Warren Finn.
Yes. And Warren Dion Smith with Weta Workshop. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you. Yeah, this is great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us. You guys have been watching your work all weekend long. You've been applying, Warren, you've been applying hobbit ears and elf ears to people.
And prosthetics and making dwarves and taking off dwarf makeup and then picking up swords and telling Shari to pass me some knives and blades. Yeah, no, it's been amazing. It's an amazing response, really warm crowd, and also our first ever
First time technicians have been invited out to talk to people.
And we didn't write the book, but we're in it.
Well, they let us out for a day. So
They did.
Cool,
Yeah, I think that's great. I was when we walked into the Wizard convention and saw the Weta booth. You guys have the biggest booth. You're right here, right when you walk in.
And
I saw the stage, and I looked over. So what are these doing? Like, they're
what's
actually
there? And who is there?
We're doing some real stuff.
Who's applying the work? And it's you guys from Weta Workshop that did the work on the films.
Amazing. Oh well, we didn't. When I was sitting here, first off, when we first started, bam, straight into it. Yeah, I didn't even have time to breathe. It was just like, gosh, now I'm on my last set of ears. I don't know how many years we had, but last set of ears.
So Warren, you're primarily makeup and facial hair and prosthetics technician, and Shari, you do largely just sculpting.
No, I'm a prop maker, weapons, armor, leatherwork, you name it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you guys have worked on, I'm guessing, all of the Hobbit films recently, and as far back as the Lord of the Rings movies as well.
For my creditors in there, it basically comes under art department. Art department is various places, but not under hair and makeup, unfortunately.
I joined Weta Workshop back on the days of Prince Caspian, and since then I've been involved with things like District 9, Avatar, Elysium, and everything that's come through the shops for the last 8 years.
And we hardly ever spoke.
No,
and now you're married, right?
No, she never spoke to me.
No, it wasn't that way at all.
Yeah, it was like that. And she just walked past with her dog. We take our dogs to work, and they have their own area. And not only that, I could see the dog running. What's the Echo running past? I knew Shari was coming, so I just turned off and didn't see her, and that kind of stuff.
So I have to ask, coming from myself, I'm a big Tolkien fan and a big fan of a lot of the source material. How much did you guys know about the source material, the stuff you were working on? Obviously not the original stuff, but like with the Lord of the Rings stuff, or even with Prince Caspian and those books, were you a fan going into it?
Well, I'd read all of the books knowing that we were going to be working on it, but I wasn't a fan. I was very well aware of the Tolkien franchise and all of the books, but I only started reading them when I knew we were working on productions.
Me too. Although I do now, on the Hobbit movie, look after the Tolkien families here. Yeah.
Hey!
And so I got to meet Royd and all that kind of stuff and became good friends with them.
Oh, wow.
So I know little secrets about them, and I would just say, no, you've got big footsteps to follow. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, going back as far as with the Lord of the Rings movies and bringing in Alan Lee and John Howe doing some of the concept work.
And they're the loveliest guys you could meet, by the way.
Yeah, well, I'm one of the big nerds that's watched all the behind-the-scenes documentaries, the hours and hours and hours of footage.
I'm in 1 second of that. Yeah.
Well, you know, so I had a question for you when I knew that we were going to be talking to you. I am a hirsute gentleman. You know, I pride myself on the length of beard that I have.
I see. I like it.
I think that the one thing that's missing from like the making of featurette, especially in the Hobbit movies, is the creative work that went behind creating those beards.
It's
like
it's like that even of the armor.
Yeah.
It's like that of the swords and that.
Right.
You see very little detail. Well, for me anyway, because of how much work we put into it.
Sure.
And then we pride ourselves on the painting, and then it goes on set, gets destroyed, and all the mud put on it. So even to the color detail, all the dribbling is. Weta really are quite specific about how we release our work.
I think that half of the reason is that you're not going to be seeing a lot of behind the scenes within Weta Workshop is we're all really shy. We shine at making stuff. As soon as a camera comes into the room, we usually duck out as soon as we can.
Yeah, and normally we have the doors closed and no one comes in. Richard Taylor will open the door up and say, and here is the Weta people. You know, so you don't really go, this is Warren Downs, but it's just the Weta people.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Weta family. Is that one? It's like, oh, okay.
Way from behind your project you're working on, right?
Yeah.
So were you guys largely involved in pre-production work or on-set?
Both.
Yeah, both, really?
Both of them. So we would produce and manufacture, and then we would supply it to the actual on-set, ready to be filmed.
I was mostly pre-production. Yeah.
So when you're doing pre-production work with the armor and a lot of the sculptures and do you set work as well? Or?
I personally don't. I don't step outside the walls. I'm quite recluse in there. They don't let me out very often because as soon as I've finished one suit of armor, I'm on the next one, the next one, the next one. So I very rarely get to go out and meet people and go on set.
How much creative leeway do you have when you're designing like a piece of armor? Or
Well, that's just it. I'm not the designer. I'm the maker of other people's designs. So I get handed a gorgeous piece of art that's really classy.
Yeah, but still, that there's a certain amount of technique and artistry that goes into that. Just taking something that's on the page and making it three-dimensional, or with the makeup is the same thing.
Even in saying that, we make all these things, and then it's the director's final say. And when we do a show and tell, it all gets scrubbed and we start again.
But often the design can develop as you're building it because the designs have been approved on a two-dimensional illustration. And as soon as you start making it 3D, you have room and scope to change the entire object by adding and subtracting, and everyone has a say in it as well.
Yeah, do you get a chance to work with designers at that point when you're kind of...
Most definitely, yeah.
She does. I just sit there and get told what to do.
I'm used to that. I understand. So what is, if you had to pick, what is your favorite piece of work that you've done on any of the movies?
For me, it was all the R&D behind the Hulk suit for Matt Damon in Elysium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was leading the team, model making the entire suit, and I think we did it quite successfully because he didn't want to take it off, and he ran with it. So it was nice and light, and it was functional, and it worked. And I think that's to the team who did all the R&D.
Well, and then that piece in particular, it's got so many kind of specific working details, and it has to stay together while he's running and being attacked and all that
Well,
stuff.
there's that when you make the original, and then you need to make that same piece fit 3 different size stuntmen. So the whole thing was fully adjustable, and every small component would be replaced as well. So rather than having to take the whole suit off, you could take specific little components that might have broken during shooting.
You've got your toolkit of spare parts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're mass producing.
How about you?
Mine would be the decapitated heads. I made over 100. I didn't make them, but I designed the hair and beards and that for 114 decapitated dwarf heads and over 100 orc hairstyles. That and also the decapitated orc that got his head chopped off by King's Crown.
Right. Yeah, that's a strong answer to that question.
Yeah, that's my favourite because I sat in a room with also the goblins. I sat in a room with over 25 goblins at 4 a.m. in the morning, finishes.
It's glamorous work.
Yeah, well, hey, anytime you get a chance to work with swords or decapitated goblin heads, you're consider that a pretty good day's work.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I really think a lot for you. Thanks a lot for you guys taking the time to talk to us. Appreciate it.
It's amazing.
We'll put this online as part of the podcast, and then we'll give you guys a link to it.
And I hope you understand our accents. Thanks so much.
It's no problem. It's
I'm glad
great.
you guys are enjoying Portland, and hopefully we'll see you back.
So welcome. Well, Shari lives here now. She moved here.
Yeah, I fell in love and followed my heart.
Now she's married.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
All that in the past 15
And I hope
minutes.
that happens for me.
And it wasn't him.
No, No, Shari Smith.
All right. Great. Well, thanks a lot. It's from Wizard World Portland. See you later.
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thank